Lucky on the grapevine.
Good morning. Good to be back and good to have you here as well. And also we have Mr. Irabo in the studio.
Yeah, Rubber 100. That's how I can do
Yeah,
it. Good
I
morning, guys.
like it. I like it. All right, so we have the numbers guys in the studio.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so speaking of numbers, like I mentioned, if you want to be a part of our talk, once again, 0809 444 0981. That's where you can send your messages to. Got a brand new song you'd like to share, but we'll get to that in a second. Um, First things first, though, let's talk about this Marvel actor. We talked about this on our group real quick.
Yes, William Hurt.
William Hurt.
Yes, he passed away just very recently on the 13th, actually, from natural causes. So for those who are trying to remember, if you've ever been I was binge watching The Avengers very recently, of course. So the person that plays General Ross is played by William Hurt, but he's been in a couple of other big pictures in his career time. He's a three-time nominated actor for the Oscar Awards. He's actually won one as well. In fact, one of the ones that he won, he was actually like kidnapped somewhere in the production, and held at gunpoint, almost executed, but got into a shouting match and got let go. But he never told production about that, to be honest. But he's got a good legacy of work. He had been playing the General Ross character as far back as Incredible Hulk in 2008. He was in Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame. Black Widow was the last Marvel movie that he was in, but he's done a whole body of work, to be honest, in his career time, and it's just really sad to see, people like that just passing away. But at least, natural causes, you can't think of a better way to go, to be honest, anyway. So
it was his time. The family. Yeah, I'm sure that if we're going to mix reality and film, together, people would have hoped that Iron Man was the one who left.
Exactly,
So if William was going to go at a certain point, carry the gauntlet, wear it, snap your fingers, and do the stare or something like that. But anyway, it's natural causes. But like Chef Jeff has said, he has a very good body of work. And if anybody's trying to put a face to William Hurt,
yes,
just remember towards the end of Endgame, one of the other older guys that's white, aside Samuel L. Jackson, standing in the black suit, when they were doing all the whole character reveal, when they were looking into the abyss or whatever, when Iron Man died during his memorial. So that's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because you know what? When I heard the news, I had to quickly go and
Check.
look for scenes.
Yeah, to remember the guy.
Yes. Well, I actually remembered him, but I just really wanted to look at the scenes, the roles he played, and quite a number of them. So yeah, rest his soul. Real quick though, let's talk about some gossip news. And this one has been look at the way face of Chef.
Yes.
So this was been in the news for a few days now, and it's about Korra Obidi basically. So her husband, let me put a background story to it. So her husband came out on social media and talked about some cheating and some narcissistic behavior amongst other things. Now, yesterday, according to the story here, her husband Justin Dean, he came out again and he apologized to her and also her family, and he basically said he was basically silent on whether the estranged couple could get back together again, and he said basically he literally said that the children are his from the online video that I saw, and then he also talked about the fact he addressed everything. He said all the things that he addressed are true, although there was some cheating in between the relationship, at the start of the relationship, but everything seems to be a-okay. But what do you guys make of the story?
That is the wrong summary here. That's where things come into play. Actually, what he said was that she wasn't cheating during, or actually she cheated at the beginning of the relationship.
Well, that's what I said.
All right, but that everything else that he said about her and about the situation still stands. That is what he said. So all the matters of family manipulation or whatever, that's where things come into play. Now, when this, I call it a saga, started out, to be honest. I mean, I saw his post. I mean, it's like about midnight, maybe 1 a.m. I'm trying to go to bed, and like and then on Instagram I see like, oh, we're getting a divorce. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna screenshot this now because I need to sleep. We'll tackle this in the morning and stuff like that. So I think there are two facets of this thing right now. First of all, I think it takes a very strong man to be married to Korra.
Oh yes.
It really does.
Wait, what do you mean by this?
Because,
break it down.
Yes, let me break it down. Everything is on display.
Okay.
Like literally everything is on the. Just yesterday it was camel toe. Everything is literally on display when it comes to her. So it's like really that you need to be very confident in yourself or in your relationship for you to be able to tolerate or to handle that. Maybe even tolerate probably will be the case in this situation here. Now, what I have a second facet I'll get to eventually. That's about the Nigerians who are commenting themselves actually, but To be honest, it was a situation whereby you can't just be you're not what you see on social media is not the real picture.
Okay.
There are difficulties that happen behind the scenes. There are some things that you just do to go with the flow and keep your other spouse happy, but you probably don't want to be a part of. I mean, I honestly didn't see the need for us to be looking at the water birth picture going on over there. I thought that was a little bit too much, to be honest. But then at the same time, you ask
We're
yourself,
in the social media age.
no, it's not about that.
It
It's not
doesn't.
about
It
that.
doesn't
It's not about
qualify
that.
it.
But what
It
it
doesn't
is,
qualify
what
it.
what it is that at the same time you have to look at who you are talking about here. It's Korra, and Korra has been doing this for a while. So if it's
She's
been
putting this out there.
yeah, so it kind of was just normal Korra doing whatever she wanted to do. Even when you look at the situation after the divorce announcement, shortly after that, maybe a day or so afterwards, she's dancing. And I'm like, you should be taking the time to be like processing the fact that you just had a baby
And
and
bonding
going
with
through a
your
divorce
child.
or whatever, and kind of that. But you were dancing all of a sudden. I'm like,
Well, that's what
but
she
then
does.
but then I said, yes, it's Korra. That's the thing.
That's what she does.
So my other issue with this whole thing is that people were like, oh, that it's just a prank, it's just so she can sell her book, but she claimed that she's #1 bookseller on Amazon right now, and blah blah blah. There's the thing, did you check, were you in this relationship, did you see that they've unfollowed each other on their accounts?
Have they unfollowed each other?
They actually have, yes, they have. And so it's not actually a prank, it's not about trying to sell anything. I think that Dr. Justin Dean has a bigger sense in his head to actually be like, this is the stunt I want to pull to support my wife like this. No, that is not the picture that's going on here. But then if you look at the headlines, Vanguard says that Korra, Paper says Dr. Justin Dean's confesses to paternity of the children. What does confess mean? When did he deny? You have to look at these different things. It's almost as bad as British tabloid news right now. But the thing is, people are announcing that he's trying to use it to chase clout. This is somebody who, as of like maybe last year or so, had a net worth of about $10 million.
Yeah, but
it's not about cloud chasing.
I like the angle that he's taking it from.
Yeah.
Because when I saw the story too, I said, could this be a prank? And then you mentioned the cloud chasing part. Now, I said to someone in the conversation we're having, I said, let's face it, and I could be wrong. I think in a way she made him popular, right? Now it might not be the type of popularity that he's expecting, but I mean, their relationship has made him popular.
Yeah, there's a difference between being popular and actually being wealthy or rich.
Okay.
You can be popular and you can be broke.
Okay.
There are a lot of them in the industry today, which is why you see them wanting to put out as much content as possible, even if it's inconveniencing them at any point. So,
Okay.
In this Korra story specifically, Chef Jeff really hit the nail on the head. It takes a strong man. I'm not even talking about somebody who goes to the gym or something. A strong man psychologically to date or even marry and have kids with such a person that's in the limelight, showing off everything. I mean, I'm sure there are a number of people that can know every body part of Korra. I mean, if you just see a silhouette or something, like you just like, that's Korra.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And I don't think any man, I'm not even going to use the word traditional man in Nigeria, that can stand or be accepting for such a thing that, oh, my wife is out there showing her body in the guise of dancing, or in fact, to me, I would think it's selling markets, because there is no way, no how that you can be psychologically strong to think that you would not even question or doubt or have any form of, mistrust that, oh, this person is probably doing something else with someone else aside.
But he could be wrong though.
Do you understand? No, that's the thing. That's trauma. You're consciously taking yourself through that. So if you're going to marry such a person, you should expect such things and stop complaining to us. We do not want to hear it. We are tired of it. You understand? You made your bed, lie on it, and sleep off and just be there. Don't tell us anything about your dreams, your nightmares, or whatever the case is. Because somebody like Korra, I don't think that any man should marry such women. That's my own personal opinion.
Wow,
yes.
well, that's actually very strong.
Yes, I don't think any, because the thing is, when you bring kids into this, we're talking about society now. Let's not start going in the comments and start hailing people. Congratulations, baby. Congratulations, mama. Congratulations. I'm not even talking about childbirth. I'm talking about like just all the things that the person is doing. Let's be frank. It's distasteful.
I mean, to some people.
It's
I mean,
distasteful.
to some people it might be distasteful, but then again, it's entertainment to some people, and it's a way. I mean,
that guy's crying.
Yeah, but there-
that was an
The
outlet.
thing is,
But that's
The thing he
perspective.
posted and put himself out there
Exactly.
like that's somebody calling for help. because the
Exactly.
guy has been suppressing all those videos you see online, them collaborating, releasing all those things.
It's her.
It's
her.
her.
Yeah.
He said he made that point about you may not even want to expose yourself to that kind of limelight. I'll give you guys some personal this thing. My girlfriend is an actress. Before we enter that relationship, there are boundaries. There are certain parameters you can't pass. Do you understand? Like I made it clear.
So you are a traditional man.
Do you understand? No. See,
No,
there's
it's about.
nobody.
I'm
Look,
just
look.
saying.
Let's divert a little bit. You see, Kanye. Kanye is the most exposed guy.
Because we're even talking
most
about Kanye,
whatever.
and that's
you
our
know,
next story.
yeah. Let's segue a little bit. Kanye is the most exposed guy, most limelight guy, most whatever guy that you can see. Look at how Kanye is unraveling before our eyes, just from Kim.
You see the thing. I like that twist, to be honest. But although Kanye has his
Before
own
you
issues,
jump into before you take it, let's since we've already segued into that, let's just get into the.
Oh,
Kanye
hold
story.
on, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. The thing is this, all right. I just feel like with this element here, if I could give Korra advice, it's like you should take the time to be like, you just had a baby and you're going through this divorce situation. So I feel like it's like just take the time to process your emotions and whatever. Dr. Dean is still trying to go through his, but at the same time, people in the comments, you need to just be very mindful about what you say.
And also give them some privacy.
That's the
as well.
thing,
I think
because
give
you
them
are
some
not in this
privacy.
relationship. It's taking too long for it to be a prank. They're not following each other anymore. You are not there in the process. You don't know how many fights they've had. Don't go and start saying couple quotes. And this is something that ties what Erebus said, because what you see, you don't always need to post your relationships online. It's not it's not for them. It's for
You know the
you.
funny thing? I say that all the time. And everything you said now, I just agree with that particular part. You don't have to post everything. But you know, we'd like to have hear what you have to say. We'd love to hear what the women have to say about this. Please reach out to us because it's all men folk in the studio. So call us up or reach out to us on WhatsApp 0809-444-0981. And also we're streaming live. So you want to catch a glimpse of the gentlemen in the studio? It's youtube.com/smooth91FM Lagos. Now, speaking of Kanye, he's back in the news again and in bed with your wife, right? Pete Davidson taunts Kanye West with selfie taken between the sheets with Kim Kardashian as he brands the rapper dangerous and tells him to grow up. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You see,
I'm
I
literally
feel like,
legit tired of Kanye and Pete Davidson.
no, well, it's not gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
First of all, I think that we should take caution about how we read particular headlines.
Okay.
Because there was no taunting in this. Actually, it was just a brief clap back that eventually went
Well,
back
if you
into.
clap back, it's still taunting
No,
someone.
no, it is not taunting. It's not taunting. He actually said that, listen, I would rather like to sit down with you. Like it's sad to see you unraveling like this. I'd rather sit down with you and just work things out as opposed to always being attacked. I've been taking so many things from you. This is Pete Davis I'm talking about, all right? I've been taking so many things from you. I've stopped SNL from doing any jokes about you because I just don't feel it's the right thing to be doing. That kind of stuff is what's going on. So that's what happens later in the conversation. At the beginning of the conversation, it's diplomatic. At the end of the conversation, it's diplomatic. But that was just a brief moment of, in bed with your wife, who, of course, she's not his wife anymore. And Kanye has moved to several girlfriends ever since then anyway as well, right?
Emma is still his wife.
No, they're divorced.
They're divorced. They're separated. They're not together. They're not living in the same house.
She has been declared
That guy
single
just said,
in
you know what?
the eyes
I'm
of
in
court.
bed with your ex-wife. How
No,
about that?
Oh, so you're talking about the
That's
lingo now. The lingo is the issue.
the lingo.
Either
But
way.
the thing is long and short.
Either way.
Someone tells you
Either
that
way.
he's in bed with your ex-wife. How are you going to respond?
We're
to that?
focusing too much on that particular line when you should be looking at what was said afterwards. All right. The key thing is that this is the guy who's like, listen, I'm tired of being attacked, and I would rather work with you so that we can all have a good thing going on, and there's no issues between us at all with that regarding your kids or whatever. Kanye now goes on to do this video about praying live prayer that my kids are being
Used by TikTok and
yeah, exactly. And so quite frankly, it's just really sad because the guy, I feel like he really needs someone to control his social media. He's not tweeting anymore, thankfully
No, he
speaking.
just probably
Instagram is now
He's
something else.
Instagramming.
But the truth is that how many times will you stay silent as you're always being attacked by somebody that you actually have nothing against?
It's just a
Here,
very
Abel,
sad
what do you
situation.
think? What do you think?
First of all, Kim knows how to pick them, and I'm going to go to the root of everything. You see, Kim Kardashian's lifestyle, how she came into fame. You see Kanye, and I'm a fan of doing your quote unquote research before you enter relationships. These two people came together. First of all, they're not even supposed to be together. From the jump, I said this thing is not going to last because Kanye is not that kind of guy that is stable. Kim is that kind of free person, in this first world type mindset, and now you're seeing everything unravel. She's now with Pete Davidson, who was a friend with Kanye. I mean, there's drama.
So there is.
Do you understand? You're not even supposed to be following the guy who used to be friends with your husband. Then your husband is having issues with it, and you're wondering why he's having issues with it. But Kanye, as a man, he isn't handling everything as he's supposed to, which is why Pete is saying, guy, grow up.
Should he go to therapy?
He should go to. In fact, Kanye should live in therapy.
Actually,
He
yes, that is
needs
the
to
truth.
live
That is
in
the truth.
therapy. He needs to have a psychologist with him.
We need
The
to
thing
go
is
on a
that
break.
they don't have any issues
because-
with each other because Robert Pattinson threw a Batman party at Pete Davidson's bar, all right, and was playing a lot of Kanye West songs.
Yeah,
Pete has no issues with Kanye.
Pete has no issues.
That
But
said,
in my own opinion, Pete shouldn't have gone with Kim.
you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say one thing before we head into that break. I personally think that that comment,
Yeah.
irrespective of whether ex-wife or wife, was
Yeah.
taunt. But we'll see what
Yeah,
you
it
guys
was
have
taunt.
to say.
No.
Yeah.
Let's get that
What's
message in 0809-444-0981, and also send your messages on YouTube as well. I'm gonna take those messages when we get back after the break.
You're listening to the Smooth
What the hell are you telling me? It's not taunt.
It's
You're
taunt.
telling me I'm
No,
talking
it's
about
taunt.
ex-girlfriend.
No, it's taunt.
Are you mad?
No, it's taunt.
It's a brief
It's
moment
taunt.
of irritation.
Chef,
No,
Jeff,
it's a
it's taunt.
moment
It's
of
not a
irritation.
conversation or
Jeff,
anything.
It's
You
a
deliver
Jeff,
this
It is a
to
brief moment of
Chef,
irritation.
it's taunt.
It is a brief
Chef,
moment of irritation.
Jeff.
I will brush you
Chef,
myself.
the
but
rest
that's-
of the
Chef Jeff,
messages.
Chef Jeff, see.
It's
That-
a
no,
brief
that-
moment
no,
of
no,
irritation.
Chef Jeff.
It's like I cannot
Wait,
take it any
Chef
longer.
Jeff.
Chef Jeff, that post deserves a punch.
I swear.
No.
It was a punch.
No.
The
That
post was a
no.
punch.
They, no,
itself.
if they carry Pete and they sucker punch him, I'm like, yeah,
The point
This
is-
guy deserves
dude,
this.
you deserve
The comment was a
First
punch
of all, you're not
itself.
even supposed to be sleeping with Kim in the first place.
Why?
You're not supposed to be sleeping with Kim in the first place.
What
That's your
happened to me?
guy's ex-wife.
So
Come
what?
on now.
It happens every time.
No, Chef Jeff. I
Chef
can't
Jeff,
say that. So that
every
means
time.
Are you married?
You can
It
get
happens.
my
Are you
I am
married?
not mad. Listen,
Okay,
it
no,
happens
Chef Jeff,
every
no,
time.
let's say
At least it's not
wait
like
now.
it's not like they were brothers biological like the
Wait
Jacksons.
now, wait. Chef Jeff, deep in our relationship for 5 years. Then you now marry somebody. Divorce the person. I'm now sleeping with the person.
Yeah,
Yeah, you won't like it
it
now.
happens. I'm not saying that you like it, but it does happen. Listen,
yeah, so why do you want him to
I know
react now, knowing who
someone.
he
I know
is?
someone. They were best friends. All right. Then he was seeing this girl. They broke up. Next, she was dating
I don't know if
best
you see
friend,
This
and they
Is
were
Us.
fine with it. Look
This
at the
Is Us.
Jacksons. Look at the Jacksons.
Yeah.
How do you go from having your sister-in-law to suddenly now your sister-in-law is now your
Is
wife?
that your wife?
Well, one of the two of the Jackson brothers.
Oh, wow.
So it happens.
We're not doing Game of Thrones here now. I mean, see,
Let
yeah,
me just get to this.
I'll reference This Is Us. You open Korokoro, I marry Kardashian. And you're seeing all these things. And you open like Korokoro, I marry Kanye.
Anything that Kardashian, which is what I call them, or Jenna.
Come on.
I need to find something
45,
that's
I think.
Jenna.
That's when we end.
Well, that's
Okay.
where it's at.
We have a few more stories. We'll get to the stories.
Oh, 55.
No.
So we're not doing the Johnny Joe
We will do it.
review.
Oh, wow. Why are you looking at me that way?
I work here.
Alrighty, welcome back. Smooth 98.1 is what you're listening to. It's 8:34 by my time. The Grapevine is the show. And of course, the gents in the studio, it's Chef Jeff
I
3000.
love you 3000.
And of course, Irapple 100.
Oh, yes, that's accurate.
All right, let's get to the messages. This one here from Abdul says, Sir, in every dimension of the multiverse, it's taunting to tell a fella that you're in bed with his wife,
Thank
ex
you.
or current.
Thank you.
Now, Tosan comes in to say, good morning, everyone. I totally agree with your analysts in the studio. Justin should have known that known what he was getting into when he was getting into it with someone like Korra. Everything about Korra is on social media. She has nothing private. The issue is that it looks like Korra doesn't even care that her home is about to be broken, and it will affect her even
The kids.
after giving birth.
Mhm.
Basically, that's what Tosin is trying to say. Ali comes in to say Kanye has bullied Pitt on social media, and the entire time since he separated from Kim. Now
Mhm.
Pitt posts the photo to clap back just once, and he's taunting Kanye. No, now if I were Pitt, I'll go in hard. The way Kanye did on all his social media platforms. I love Kanye, but he needs to grow up, like Pete said. And this one from Tayo. Tayo comes in to say, everything I know about this Kanye, Kim, and Pete is against
It's
my
against your will.
is against my will.
Word.
Admin, please remove us from the group chat. I thought keeping up with the Kardashian was over. wanting to start seeing the spin-off. And Chibuke comes in to say, I worry that there's a curse following the Kardashian women. Every man that they get involved with soon becomes a complete wreck. My
Word.
sympathies out there to Pete Davidson. And Uluwakemi comes in to say, good morning, y'all. My take on the Korra issue is people on social media who are telling Justin how to feel, and people saying his wife just gave birth, so he shouldn't leave her. You can't tell a person how to feel when they aren't in the person's shoes. From the looks of it, Korra looks like she isn't bothered, and this is worrisome. Kanye West made the biggest mistake by marrying Kim Kardashian. Anyways,
Thank you.
he shouldn't. He should go and get some help. That's from Olua Kenny. So let's move on to our next stories. Like we mentioned, if you're out there, get get your messages. People are even calling the phone lines. You want to get this. You want to get their thoughts in.
Okay.
Should we talk about the producers that pay 10K for 30K roles?
Oh yes.
Okay, let's talk about
We
that.
need that in
Okay.
Hollywood.
Okay, so this one here from Nollywood veteran Fabian Adibe. She's saying that she's open about how exploitation in Nigerian film industry forced her to exit basically. So in a viral video revealed, she's talking about the fact that she was paid from 10,000 to 30,000
Yeah, parole.
per role.
Yeah.
So I mean, but you're in the industry, so
Yes.
what do you make of this?
Look, I don't know what the unions are doing. It's just sad that nothing is functional. But I think we need to institute a certain minimum wage, whether it's per hour for certain roles, whether it's
Sorry,
waka
he
pass.
was saying. I kept on saying she.
Yeah, Fabian. But there's also a case of a veteran actress, who was also being paid, 10, 20, 30,000.
But what
you know.
should be the standard for Nollywood
That's
movies?
the
Because
thing.
we see the,
That needs
the
to
way
be
it grows.
that needs to be instituted. That needs to be thought of. We need to have meetings with several people: directors, editors, actors, actresses, producers. We need to look at how the industry is faring so that you can come up with a particular figure. I would. Off
So
the
are you trying
top
to
of
tell
my-
me that all the art? Sorry to cut you
Yeah,
short.
yeah.
All the actors we see on social media that buy Benz is 30K.
It's
No,
not only
not
from
all of
acting,
them.
not all of them. No, there are actors that I know that collect 500,000 naira for
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
for a day.
For a
Mhm,
day.
mhm,
Yes,
okay.
500,000 naira for a day. So if you're going to shoot a film, make sure you cramp everything in that day or 2 days or 3 days, because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, you're paying 1.5 or 2 million.
Yep.
There's some people that collect outright 5 million naira just per picture.
Mhm.
Yeah, regardless of how many scenes they do. If it's
Okay.
2 scenes, my name is on it, I'm collecting. I don't think we have anybody that collects percentages off, royalties or whatever, for cinema sales and everything. But my point is, we need to look at how much this industry is making, whether it's via TV, whether it's streaming services, whether it's cinema. From then, you can now understand how you can put a certain minimum wage that even if you're doing a short film or a feature film or whatever, you must run through these processes.
Well, don't we have a census board? We have all those.
We have
people
a
that can do
census
all those
board
things.
for
Yeah, but they're
cinema.
more interested in banning smoking and stuff
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
interested in
So,
the things
you
that
know.
don't matter. Yeah, because why would you want to ban smoking in film?
That's
In my own
another story.
opinion, that's another story. You get, because you're trying to represent what's going on in the world. So if you have a company that wants to now sponsor bankroll that film may not come to fruition if that money doesn't come. So that's another story, like Chef Jeff said. But my point is, we need to make all these unions functional. If an actor is going to come, do a web series, and you're having maybe 5 scenes, and the 5 scenes is spread over 2 days, pay me my money. How much is it going to be, so that I can
think it
sue
goes
you? I
into a
can
bigger
hold.
conversation.
Yeah, it goes into a bigger
I
conversation.
have seen that
Yeah.
that 30K offer before, and I
Yeah.
was like, you cannot
Oh
be serious.
God!
Like
I-
I cannot really take
We have
that.
an actor here.
I
Too.
was just going to say
Yeah.
that you are currently in a series, right? You pay
Yes,
30K.
no.
I'm
No.
just saying, you
No,
man.
they went more than that. But I seen that 30K before, and I'm like, you cannot be serious. That's like that's just way beyond my minimum price for anything that I do at the end of the day. So there needs to be some topic around that, because you have a situation whereby Nollywood movies go far. They go to the US, they go to the UK, whether it's our own Nigerian people or whatever. And then there's the distribution market as well. So there has to be some level of pay, because it's being on set is a lot of
It's a lot of work.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's a
time.
lot of work.
Yes.
Let me put more emphasis on time. Emphasis on time in particular. It can be a lot of work, but sometimes just a lot of time, because they tell you this is the time you need to be on set. 4 hours later, they're not ready for you to shoot yet. And I'm like, my hourly billings right now.
I think that's
Ju-
why. That's why.
That's my point. Like those hourly billings need to be instituted. For example, there are two guys that I know for sure that they give insurance even to their actors.
Okay.
You understand that they make sure that from start to finish, from pre-production to post-production, those guys are catered for. Even they take them in cars to go for interviews or whatever they need to do. They do photo shoots. They do, like, there's this guy, Vincent Toby. He even has a film coming out, Obsession.
Okay.
So that kind of guy, he's coming from the private sector. So I think that's what influences it. Then another guy, what's his name again? This guy that did Fine Wine. You can check that movie on Netflix. Those guys put insurance for actors.
All right.
Those are the few.
Wait, isn't Obsession like the carbon copy of that Beyonce trash movie?
No. It's the same title, but
can you
but
just be nice?
yeah, no, but
Come
that
on.
Beyonce movie though. Come on, like
You had to go
God,
there.
no,
You had to go
you
there.
understand?
That's a
So we
Beyonce
need to do
Beyonce
all these
project.
things. Even back to awards, back to festivals, back.
So
to
the
awards.
industry
like the
needs-
industry needs
We need to revamp the industry.
not slap 10 billion and say, oh yeah, you've given the industry 10 billion and yes, everybody's supposed to figure it out. You need to put people that are
In
people like Chef
places.
Jeff, people like myself,
Mhm.
people like.
So you're a producer. Chef Jeff is an actor. What
I
will
can
it take?
consult on so many things.
What will it take for us to? You know what? We don't have the time. For
What
this.
will it take?
But let's talk about Jesse Smollett.
There are people I can call. There's a lady Delphine Okoba.
I
There are
know.
people, Miwa Awojide. There are people that we can, see. Look,
I know
we're not ready.
Nollywood
We're not
is
ready.
going to grow just as
We're not
we're
ready.
having the music scene grow as well.
No,
But
no, no.
because of our time, let's talk about Jesse Smollett. I mean, since we're talking about actors, so it's best we talk about him. So his brother says he's been placed in a psych ward at Cook County Jail. He denies, the risk of self-harm. But this guy literally went from superstar to being in different courtrooms, and now we're hearing this. What exactly should we make of Jesse
It's
Smollett?
kind of like he's auditioning or prepping for Who Wants to Be, a lawyer in some TV series or something. I really don't understand what this guy is doing, because how can you glaringly commit this crime? A serious crime. For
allegedly
Oh, please.
allegedly.
Kayode, this
But
guy
he's
going
not
to,
been
he's
found
going,
guilty, so
he's
we
going
can't say
to
that.
prison now.
Oh, please.
Wasn't he given 150 days?
Yeah, but he
With
never he
probation.
never admitted to it.
Okay, why are they sentencing him now?
Yeah, but still, it's a
They will
You know what?
allegedly send me to jail because I may not have done this thing.
you
Let-
wasted a lot of
let's-
court time.
Okay.
If he's auditioning to be toxic waste, then he's gotten the
Yes.
part. That is basically it. Because there, instead of focusing on redeemable stories with regarding his lifestyle, here we are with, oh, I'm not insane. And I'm like, really? But after all this silence, the next story is that I am not insane.
Oh, I'm not suicidal. See, regarding
Okay,
justice.
so are we
Jussie,
trying to say that now, from all that's happening, could it be said that his career is literally over?
He
No,
has nothing
no,
on
no,
he has
I don't
nothing
think
on
his career is over.
IMDb.
His
It's
career
gonna
is
take a
over.
while. Let's see how the sentencing goes. But afterwards, who knows? He will try and maybe launch a comeback. Hopefully, the right way.
his
He's
career is
trying to
over.
direct a
has-
his film,
Yeah.
but I don't know how well that's done.
But
There's
acting
nothing in
jobs are
docu-
not coming his way at any time
There's
soon.
nothing a documentary can solve.
That's
Yeah,
true. If he
he
does
can
a
come
documentary
behind the
like,
scenes of my thought process while I lied or something. I mean,
He can do
a thought piece.
He can do an
Oprah
OJ and
yeah.
an OJ if I did it.
Yeah, like
If-
anything can happen. It's
If I did
Hollywood. He already has a name. He's a child star. His family is a Hollywood dynasty, if you want to call
Yeah,
it that.
yeah.
So
wait, his family.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Smolletts.
yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
Okay.
actors, actresses, producers,
Chefs.
or something. They're all doing something.
Yeah.
I think Chef Jeff too is part of like she's.
Please, I beg. I beg.
So, but I don't think his career is over. But his reputation
Mm.
as a black person in America for that type of crime that he allegedly committed, that he's going to jail for and having probation charges, yeah, I think his reputation is in the dust.
All right, well, that's our show, guys. I wish we could take this further, but you know what? We've actually talked about a number of the stories extensively. But for the good folks out there that would like to reach out to you on social media, how can they do that?
Well, for me, I'm at Irabo100 across all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That's how I keep it, at Irabo100.
All
Yes,
right.
and you can find me same way at Chef 3000, and you will find me right here on the Grapevine Smooth at 8.1 next week. By the way, am I from Akoka? Am I from Yaba? You guys been very, very quiet. We don't hear from you anymore. What's going on? Say something. Thank you very much.
Okay, actually, there is a message from Shay Fumi and Oluwakemi, but because of our time, we can't really take it. She says it seems as though it seems that as a woman, you are. Uh, it's a long conversation, but Shay, thank you so much. We acknowledge the message, and Abdul says, Abdul says that it's no longer a decision. It's no longer a court decision. Basically, that he's sentenced really. So
Yeah.
that's what he's trying to say. All right, guys. We'll catch our analysts up on social media and stay with us here at Smooth 98.1. There's more to come. Coming up after this, it's Lagos Talks 981.
On the Smooth
Yeah, message.
Entertainment
My message